Hi everyone, so welcome to another session of MBA Pathshala. So earlier we were doing, okay, Anand, good evening Radhika. So if you have attended our previous session, you must be aware that we were working on specific topics and, you know, more like that how to solve parasymbol, how to solve this topic, how to solve summary, RC, and a lot more topics like that. Okay, but one thing which we have left is basically which is very important, but we haven't done yet. That is vocabulary. Okay, so sometimes vocabulary gets very boring, or it gets sometimes very monotonous. That how to prepare, how to remember so many words. Okay, so basically, there are multiple things, and there are multiple ways, and there are multiple approaches for learning vocabulary. First is that we go by the word and meaning, that we write our words and make sure that your source is reliable. Don't pick up words from anywhere like that. Okay, so make sure that your sources are pretty reliable. So write those words down and learn those words. Make sure that you keep revising those words and everything. Second technique is going by the root. Okay, so that is something we're gonna learn today, that how we can remember more words in one single go by roots. Okay, so let's start with the session now. New batch for cat, non-cat, we have already started. I think this is the reminder I have to give you so that you guys will have the information that we have started with the cat and non-cat batches. In that, you will be covering your basics so that, we'll be starting every single batch from the scratch. Advanced will be there, and test series plus GDPI as well. Now, you can attend free demo at any time. Just simply give us a call on this number and we'll be there to help you. Second, 45 days cat marathon, we have already started. I'm again making you recall that. You're going to learn a lot, solving high level questions and how to solve those questions in minimum time and a lot more. Now, starting with the session. Now, the screen seems blank, right? See, screen seems blank because now we'll learn the words. Okay. So today we'll learn, let's suppose, I'll take only three or four words. Okay, not more than that. So let's see that how many words we can actually do from one single root. Okay. So first I'll be taking word ego. Sorry. Okay. So I think everyone has heard this word ego. Ego is something, when Hindi में बोलते तो हमारा अहम जो है वो hurt हो गया. So that is what is ahem, what is ego. So basically when we talk about ego and ahem or whatever it is I. Ego stands for I. It means when I consider me as an identity. Okay, so here I'll be giving you certain words. Egotist, egocentric, and fourth will be egomaniac. Now, so as you can see that there are four words in which in every single word we can see ego. Okay, so whenever we talk about ego stands for something that is I. So one thing I understand that whenever I talk about these words, ego is there, ego, and one more ego. It means something I am involved there. This word is something in which I am involved. Okay, so this is why. So whenever there are certain questions, that knowing the exact meaning is not required, because in vocabulary, in examination, you will be having two types of questions related to vocabulary. First is when knowing the exact meaning is much required. Simply by having the rough idea of the word is not enough to solve the question. Second type of question is when having a rough idea is enough to solve the question. In that case, root word helps you a lot. Now, ego stands for something when it is all about me. Whenever you go to a egoist person, okay, that person is very egoist. It means that person is actually always on one thing, that what is there in me. आपने बोला मेरी help करेगा, and he'll be like, what is there in me? He'll think in his head. अगर उसको लगेगा that there is nothing for me in this, he'll hardly gonna pay attention. Okay, so that is egoist person. It means a kind of person वो हमेशा ये देखता है कि ठीक है मेरे लिए कुछ है नहीं. He's not a kind of person जो ठीक है यार help कर देते हैं. नहीं, वो कभी नहीं करेगा ऐसा. He'll be person, is there something for me? No, I'm least bother. You do it or you don't do it. Okay, that person is egoist. Okay, more like what is there for me. This is egoist. Now, when we come to this ego test by adding one extra T, this is the extreme form of egoist person. मतलब यहाँ पे तो egoist था कि ठीक है मेरे लिए कुछ तो होना चाहिए तब तो मैं करूँ. This person is like so self centered कि अगर आप उसको बोलोगे घूमने चल रहा है and he'll be like घूमने जाऊंगा तो मेरा क्या फायदा है. मैंने अगर नहीं घूमने गया तो I can do this and I can do that and I can add productivity. That person is egoist. मतलब अगर आप घूमने का भी बोलोगे ना तो भी वो अपना ही फायदा देखेगा. That person is ego test. Okay, so we can say that this person is basically the extreme of this egoist. Okay, now coming to third word, egocentric. Ego, I. Centric, center, right? So what we understand is that's a kind of person who's always like जो अपने आसपास दुनिया घुमाता है. He's always into this. उसकी दुनिया उसके आसपास ही घूमती है. Okay. Excuse me. Now, अब अगर मैं इनको थोड़ा सा और इलैबोरेट करूं, सो ईगोसेंट्रिक. सो व्हाट इज बेसिकली डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज टू. ईगोइस्ट को अगर आप बहुत ज्यादा स्पेसिफाई करोगे तो ईगो टेस्ट यू मस्ट हैविंग दीस काइंड ऑफ फ्रेंड्स, जो बोलते हैं यू से दैट आई मे बी आई लर्न स्विमिंग. सो ही से दैट ओके आई नो स्विमिंग, इन फैक्ट आई वन मेडल्स आल्सो. मेरे पास तो ये मेडल है, मेरे पास तो वो मेडल है. सो अगर आप इसको और ज्यादा इलैबोरेट करोगे, दिस इज ऑब्वियसली द एक्सट्रीम ऑफ ईगोइस्ट. But moreover, I, me, myself. ये वो पर्सन होता है. फॉर देम हम परफेक्ट है. ओके, हम इतने परफेक्ट है कि वी डोंट नीड योर हेल्प. हम इतने परफेक्ट है कि व्हाई शुड आई हेल्प यू, व्हाट इज देयर इन मी. सो दैट इज ऑलवेज लाइक आई, मी, माई सेल्फ. यू मस्ट बी हैविंग सच काइंड ऑफ फ्रेंड्स. एक ना एक तो जरूर तुम्हारे दिमाग में भी आ रहा होगा. एवरीवन इज हैविंग दैट वन पर्सन इन देयर माइंड जो आई, मी, माई सेल्फ है हमेशा. सो ये हुआ हमारा what is there for me. ये हुआ हमारा I, me, myself. इसका बात करें so let's I'll keep things easier for you. इसको यहाँ पर लिया. इसे हम बोल सकते हैं कि ये इसका सेंट्रिक है. I mean that person is basically the combination of egoist and egotist. उसकी दुनिया उसके आसपास ही घूमती है. मैं काम भी तभी करूंगा जब मेरा कोई फायदा है और मैं तो परफेक्ट हुई. So that person is more like परफेक्ट इन हिमसेल्फ. उसको लगता है मेरे ही आसपास दुनिया घूम रही है. आई एम गॉड. That is kind of person. Again, you'll be having such friends with you. Okay, then it comes egomania. Okay, these are kinds of personality traits. Okay, egoist, egotist, egocentric. ये basically nature होता है. Egomaniac, again, it is a nature only. But when we talk about a person who is egomaniac, it means that particular person, वो obsessed होता है. It means we might think in a way that these are kind of positive words. Obviously हम उनसे irritate हो जाते हैं to a level, but these are all positive words. To a level we might get irritated, but these are not something we need to concerned about. But if someone is egomaniac, it means we need to be concerned about that personality. Egomaniac थोड़ा सा जो होता है वो obsession level पे होता है. We can also take them more like who is having some psychological problem. They are extremely obsessed with themselves. That is egomania. Okay, and sometimes, not every single time, but sometimes these kind of people may be harmful to others, because अगर उनको लग रहा है that this person is harming me, या उसको लग रहा है कि इसका aura is not good for me, so they might end up harming your reputation or maybe something like that. To that level they are egomania. It means they might not harm you. They are always like हमारे आसपास दुनिया से थे. This person is more concerned. Suppose a girl is there and she feels that I am the eye candy of this college, and कोई और लड़की आ गई और लोगों का ध्यान उस पे ज्यादा गया. ठीक है, उनको लगा कि नहीं, she seems very pretty and she is very cute, and if she feels, she might not be afraid to ruin the reputation. Okay, that is egomaniac. So this is a negative word. Okay, hence egoist, a person, what is there for me, मेरा क्या फायदा है. Egotist, I, me, myself. मैं ऐसा हूँ, मैं वैसा हूँ, फाइनली मैं हर चीज में एक्सपर्ट हूँ. Egocentric, मेरे ही आसपास दुनिया घूम रही है, मैं बेस्ट हूँ, मेरे लिए कोई काम होगा तो ही I'll go, otherwise why I'll bother about others. Okay, what I have to do with it. Egomania, obsession for yourself. Okay, any doubt, any question you have? So one root, ego, and we learned 4 words. You might not forget these words because now you know that ego stands for something that is I in that. Okay, so you'll be able to understand कि हाँ कहीं ना कहीं मेरा खुद का involvement तो है, कहीं ना कहीं मेरे आसपास चीजें चल रही हैं. Okay, now next we'll take a very common word, that is alter. Okay, alter मतलब होता है change. Now this we can actually apply in multiple ways. अगर आप alter से words याद करोगे, there are multiple words related to alter. Okay, so alter का अगर हम बात करें, this is basically Latin word. Okay, Latin word से आया है ये, जिसका meaning होता है to change something. Okay, now when excuse me. So change or sometimes maybe other. Okay, so we are having basically change or other. So somewhat different. So अगर हम लेके चले तो चलो, let's not take change. I mean change is correct too, but अभी हम other के साथ चलते हैं. So first words let's come up with altruism. Now alter is there, maybe not E is missing, but again alter is there in some or other way. Okay, so any idea what altruism can be? कुछ लगता है कि hint मिल सकता है? Okay, so अगर मैं altruism की बात करूँ, so this is a kind of practice which people practice who are always in welfare of other. They always think of others. They always think of happiness of others. So basically, that person who is always concerned with others, that will be altruist, and practice is called altruism. Okay, so practice is altruism. Person, sorry, altruist. It means suppose अगर आपका कोई फ्रेंड होगा या आप खुद भी ऐसे हो सकते हो शायद, वो फील कि नहीं हमेशा दूसरों का हेल्प करना चाहिए, I should think about others. So in that case you are a altruist person. Okay, now एक जो common word which you must have heard, that is alternate. Now what is alternate? You will be having your classes alternate days. It means every other day. So यहाँ पे मेरा other apply हुआ, right? It means I'm having my classes every other day. So what do you mean by this? Either again, alter is there, alternate Saturdays. It means every other Saturday. Now, when I say there is no alternative, it means you have no other choice. अगर मैं इसको बोलूं, you have no other alternative. So what is alternative? No other choice. So somewhere again other is there. So whenever you work on root words, somewhere obviously you might think कि कितना ज़्यादा सोचना पड़ रहा है, we have to think in such different ways. But the thing is that sometimes it happens to you that there was an incident which took place, you have entirely forgotten it, but your friend comes and reminds a single hint, and you recall the entire incident. Same happens in vocabulary as well, in verbal, not just vocabulary. Sometimes, in fact, many a times, one single hint is enough to get you to the answer. Okay, so here you have no other choice. Okay, now let's take one more word, altercation. Now, any idea what altercation mean? Anyone? Obviously, other will be there. True? If other is there, it means altercation होता है एक kind of dispute, a heated dispute we can say, जो quarrel से थोड़ा सा intensity उसका high होता है. Okay, so altercation is something verbal dispute. Then how alter is related? We are having a dispute. Then why there is other? Dispute or other are entirely different thing. But when you have a dispute, obviously you will be having dispute with people who are sharing some other opinion. You feel कि नहीं fan इधर लगेगा, and the other one feel कि नहीं fan तो मेरे side पे लगेगा, or maybe related to, let's suppose, car parking. A person said that no, I'll park my car here, and other person says that no, you cannot park your car here. So the reason of altercation, having other opinion. Okay, so in that case, what is happening here? The altercation is basically the result of having other opinion. what opinion you are having. You want to park your car here, but the person is having other opinion, different opinion, changed opinion. So in that case, altercation is again related to, that is verbal dispute. The meaning of altercation. Now, एक चीज जो हर चीज स्पेशली इफ आई टॉक अबाउट गर्ल्स, हम लोग अपने कपड़ों को ऑल्टर कराते हैं. True. So what is that? What exactly is that alteration? What is alteration? Alteration is obviously alteration. What is alteration? When suppose you the jeans is little uska length thoda zyada. In that case, the person is changing the size of that jeans. Wait, that is alteration. And or if when we can say that they are providing you with the other size. So again, alter is related, change in size. Alteration is a pretty fancy word. Let's talk about one fancy word. So usually nowadays captions are pretty popular. So when we talk about captions, so caption में हम नहीं लिखते हमारे best friend का ऐसा kind of best friend है हमारा, soul sisters ये है. So now what are the common term we are using? Alter ego. So now alter other, ego I. हो गया? What is alter ego? The other mind, the other self of mind. Correct? So यहाँ पे we actually applied both the roots, alter, other. So that is basically other me. Nowadays it is pretty common. Right? So this is how we can actually work on roots. So हमारा एक root था, that is alter, that means change or other, and on the basis of that we came up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One single word, and we learned 7 words. And hardly initially you might feel this dilemma that how we can actually we actually forget how to apply these, when to use this. So initially there will be dilemma, but your exam will be sorted. Initially your exams will be absolutely sorted, because when you see the word, you will immediately catch up the meaning. And eventually when you start looking at the words that frequently, you will eventually start applying that too. Like alter ego, to kal hi apne best friend ke sath mein photo share karna and share this fancy word, that is alter ego. ठीक है? Now let's take one more word. ठीक है, एक और word लेते हैं. Just a second. Now basically if I talk about, उसका थोड़ा सा different होता है, that is miso. ठीक है, so I'm not taking the original, I'm taking that word which is pretty popular. ठीक है, that is miso. It means hate. Okay, so nowadays feminism is on peak. So can anyone tell me? Okay, can anyone tell me? Anyone recall something related to miso? It means hate. तो कोई ऐसा word याद आ रहा है? You know, जो miso पे हो. Okay, come on. Anyone? चलो ठीक है. Nowadays there are things which are pretty popular. That is feminism. दो है. Just a second. One is misogynist, pretty popular, and misogynist. I don't know what's wrong. Sorry. Okay. So anyone? सुना सा लग रहा है word? Anyone? Misogyny is, yes, misogyny, misogynist. Yes, absolutely right. Yes, Vinay. Yes, Khan sisters. This is absolutely right. When we talk about miso, it means hate. GYN, gyne stands for women. This stands for women. So, हमारा root word निकल के आ गया. That is someone who hates women. गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट, अगर गायनिक के ऊपर देखा जाए, सो गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट इज वन वर्ड जो हमारे गायनिक के ऊपर बनता है. गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट हु gynecologist who is specialized gynec women. लॉजी स्टैंड्स फॉर, चलो एक और वर्ड लगाते हैं, लॉजी. वैसे ये लोगोस होता है, जो ओरिजिनल रूट वर्ड इज लोगोस विच मीन्स साइंस. ओके, बट यूजुअली व्हेन इट कन्वर्ट्स टू इंग्लिश ना, वो यूजुअली लॉजी बन जाता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई यू कैन रिमेंबर इट लाइक लॉजी एज वेल. इट मीन्स साइंस. सो लॉजी, women, science, and IST. IST stand for expert. Okay, IST stands for expert. Okay, so hence women science expert. Here comes a gynecologist. Okay, so this is how root word can actually help you a lot. Okay, so हमने आज लॉजी भी देख लिया और इस्ट भी देख लिया. ठीक है, अब लेट्स टॉक अबाउट वन मोर वर्ड जो kind of people you must have seen who gets very irritated by the people. Okay, so एक और वर्ड बताती हूँ, that is anthro. ठीक है, anthro stands for humankind. Humankind. So एक वर्ड हुआ misanthro. Now who is a misanthrope? Hate mankind, right? So someone who hates men, someone who hates not men, like not gender, but someone who hates people. मतलब उसको लोग ही पसंद नहीं होते. He is a kind of person and he's like misanthropist person. He doesn't like man at all. He just want that kind of people must be really happy जब COVID आया होगा, because they must be feeling कि चलो ठीक है, entire mankind will be race will be eradicated. So those are the persons who are misanthrope. It means they don't really like mankind. They don't really like humankind. Okay. Now, misogynist, someone who hates women, and एक और word चलो देखते हैं, that is gamy. Gamy means marriage. Okay, so easily we can form one word, a person who hates marriage, misogynist. Easy. Miso means hate, gamy means marriage. So, and a person who do it, that is IST. Okay, the doer of the thing. So, our words came misogynist, right? अब चलो gamy पे एक दो words और बनाते हैं. I think you guys must be aware of, bi, mono, and poly. Okay, bi, two, mono, single or one. Poly means multiple or many. So, now I'm giving you one hint that by using these three words and this word, can you come up with any kind of new word? Make it. Even if you don't know the word, that is okay. Try to make it. Come on, anyone who want to try? Okay, chalo main batati hu. Now, when we talk about a person who is in single marriage, that is monogamy or monogamist. Now, a person who is practicing, married to two women, and he haven't told the, he is not divorced to the first woman. Okay, so that is kind of an illegal thing. Now, that is called chemist. Okay, it means it is not that that the person is involved multiple. It is more like that he haven't divorced his first wife, but still he isn't. And this is only for men. Okay, you cannot use this for women who is married multiple things like that. Okay, and you cannot use this word for a women. Women ke liye to anyway you cannot use it in any of the case, but for men also. If man has divorced his first wife and then remarried, tabhi you cannot use bigamist for that person. that word is applicable for only that person who is married once, divorce nahi diya hai first wife ko, he's still married to that woman and still he get married second time. Okay, for those people only. Polygamy, जो earlier practice होते थे, that is a person who is involved with multiple women. अच्छा, tell me one thing. What if a woman is like that? Because feminism का problem आ जाएगा that how are you are blaming men, not women. So let's take for that too. A woman who is married to multiple people. जो you know usually ये चीज you must be heard of this. I don't know you have heard it or not. But Himalaya mountains पे जो तिब्बत का जो area है, there it is pretty पहले होता था, practice में था काफी, that a woman can have 2 or more than 2 husbands, okay, to form a marriage. So that custom जहाँ पे एक से ज्यादा शादी करती थी लड़की, that is called, just a second, polyandry. Okay, poly, as I told you, many. Andry is derived from the Greek word that is andros, which means male. Okay, so poly, males. It means many males. In that case, a woman who is married to 2 men or multiple men, for that you can use this word. Okay, these 3 words will be used by a man only, क्योंकि एक आदमी है जो 2 शादियां या 2 से ज्यादा शादियां करेगा, and this is for women who is involved in multiple marriage practices. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy this session. I mean, within like 30 minutes, we have actually learned many words related to root. Okay, so try your level best that you remember these words, and just try that you write down these words, note it down somewhere, so that you can, anytime you can open your notebook and you can look at these words, and you can look at the root word and anything. Now, any question you guys have? Any question, any doubt, any demand, anything like that? Okay, so as I'm receiving no more questions and no more queries, I hope you guys enjoyed this session, and we'll keep coming with such interesting sessions. And if we come with next vocabulary session, I'll teach you something very interesting about our body parts and their professions. So by that time, keep practicing, keep learning, and please watch more sessions of MBA Pathshala. You will eventually gain a lot. Okay, Khan sisters, anytime, happy to help, Sanjeev. Okay, thank you, Sanjeev. Faisal Ahmed. Okay, so 3 months enough for CAT? It depends on a lot of factors. If you feel that you are performing pretty good with all 3 sections, then yes, you can actually boost your score. Okay, Harshit Lakhara. Thank you so much, Harshit, for attending the session. And Faisal, if you are asking me for verbal 3 months are more than enough, especially for verbal. And for LRDI also, I would say that 3 months are enough. You can actually cope up with the things within 3 months. Faisal, to you. Quants mein, you have to judge that where exactly you are standing in quants, and you will eventually have to decide according to that. But for 2 sections, that is LRDI and verbal, yes, 3 months are definitely enough for preparing. Khan sister, preparing for math. So can I join NMAT session? Of course you can join. NMAT and MAT. See, syllabus is somewhat similar only. NMAT and MAT are not same, but again I'm repeating, syllabus is same. Syllabus is pretty same of all the management exams. Just the type of question and difficulty level changes. Okay. So if you feel that you are going for NMAT, MAT, please join sessions related to every single exam. If you are not planning to CAT, in that case you can actually skip CAT sessions. Apart from that, attending all SNAP and MAT, CET, please attend these sessions. These will be helpful no matter which exams you are attending for. And for CAT ke liye to I'll recommend that please attend every single session, whether it is of NMAT, whether it is of MAT, or it is of CAT. Okay. Okay, sisters, I hope this information is useful for you. Any other question? Okay, so I'm receiving no more questions now. So I hope you guys have understood the session and enjoyed the session. We'll come up with more such sessions. Sometimes it will be topic specific and sometimes it will be some fun sessions like today it was. Okay, by that time, keep practicing and keep learning. Bye guys, take care. Keep watching MBA Pathshala.